of things, separation of church and state's a big issue that a lot of Christians have to deal with. They think that Christians shouldn't be involved in government and all that. And, I recently did some research for various reasons, but I was researching the whole Melchizedek priesthood.
Mm.
Melchizedek was the king of Salem, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And of course, Abraham paid tithes to him in the book of Genesis. And so, he was an interesting character. It says he had neither beginning or ending of days. So, was that Jesus? Who was that? What have you?
Sure.
But when we go through the Old Testament then, and we come to the point where we're looking at the Levitical priesthood, the tribe of Levi being priests, they had the job of doing the priestly work. And if a king, like King Saul, for instance, tried to do priestly work, or King Uzziah, who tried to do priestly burn incense in the temple, they got in pretty big trouble for doing that because it wasn't their role.
For sure.
There was a separation there. The Levitical priests did their job. Uzziah was struck with leprosy because he did that. And so it was a clear separation. But then we get to the New Testament and we look in the book of Hebrews where it talks about Jesus, who's our high priest, according to the order of Melchizedek. And he's also our King of Kings. He's our king and our priest. Well, then you go, wait a minute, what happened here? Well, Hebrews explains it. It says that because he's neither of the tribe of Levi, nor is he, he's of the tribe of Judah, not Levi, but yet he's our high priest, then that requires a change in the law. So the law changed at that point, and it says now he's a high priest according to the order of Melchizedek. And so that's a king and a priest combined into one. And actually, that's what Christians are today. Yes. We are in the order of Melchizedek because the Bible says we're a royal priesthood.
Yes. That
royal speaks of kingship or government, and priesthood speaks of ministry to God, etc. So, and then Revelation 5:10 also tells us that we are kings and priests unto God.
Yes.
So that's the order we're operating in. So when you stop and think about it, that blows this idea of separation of church and state completely out of the water. I mean,
that and just reading it. You know what I'm saying? You open up the Constitution, and I used to believe that. I used to go, oh my gosh, there's this, and I was timid about it. And I was raised in a government functioning home. And so I took very much so respect of, well, this is a government job. You respect this, you respect the law, you respect the order, and all these kinds of things. And then I did something just absolutely unbelievable. After I've read the Bible through many times, I decided to read the Constitution. Mm-hmm. And I read that, and I went, what the heck are they talking about separating church and state, as if the church isn't the influence? When I just read it in 3 lines and with a high school diploma, I determined it means quite the opposite.
Right.